Hello, I have to tell you a bit of a story. So this game is made by the same developers as Age of Decadence, which was a very interesting game, but it follows in the same line. So this is not a traditional RPG. This is probably one of the best RPGs in the last 10 years, but also one of the worst. I think I've played about 65 hours or something on a save file, and I didn't finish it. Actually, no, I restarted my game about 20 hours in just because it doesn't work the way you think it works. So this is probably close to finishing the game, but I just couldn't do it anymore. It broke me. It broke me in such a bad way because this is a game that has basically 15 to 20 hours of content, but if you play on the lowest difficulty, which is Hero, you will definitely finish the game in 15 to 20 hours. I mean, if you're a fast reader, you'll definitely finish it. Otherwise, it might take you 25, but generally speaking, you'll finish it in about 20 hours, and if you play on UnderDog, you might finish it on 40 hours or something like that. Now, the biggest trouble over here is that the game is heavy meta. It's heavily influenced by meta. Whatever, I want to create a new character. So, this is the screen where you basically decide how the entire game will go. If you select... Okay, so the developer said there are 7 endings, and there is actually a lot of content in the game itself, but you'll never be able to do it. So what do I mean by that? For example, you will play a character that has biotech. You'll be able to do some things with that skill, but you'll not be able to do stuff from the computers or electronics. You'll play as a combat character. That means you'll not really be able to talk yourself out of certain situations. You'll play with lockpick, you'll play with steel. Again, whatever you do, you'll not be able to experience the full content. So for example, you'll not be able to kill certain enemies, you'll not be able to open certain doors, you'll not be able to do certain sneak challenges. So even if it says it has 7 endings, this is where you select your ending. Based on your choices, you will select your ending right here. And even so, who will play the game 5 times with 5 different characters just to see all of the endings? It's silly, it's weird. They should have just made the game bigger and better with more enemies to fight, more equipment to find, procedural fights. I don't know, in my opinion, it could have been done better. Because right now, they calculated every little bit of point, so that, for example, they know what level your biotech will be if you select your skills in the beginning. So if you select, I don't know, let's say level 3, they'll tell you your level will be 10. If you select computers 1, they'll tell you your level will be 6 or 7. It's math, it's pure math. And also, the combat is super stressful and not very fun just because of the enemies being always ahead of you. Now, the developer said you'll be starting as a group of mercenaries, well, not even mercenaries, you'll be starting as a group of idiots. And the idiots will fight more and more dangerous enemies, like they'll go from trash bandits, smugglers, stuff like that, fighting security, soldiers, elite soldiers, special forces, and so on. So the game will pick up in intensity very much. So at some point during the game, if you don't select and use only one weapon, if you don't select critical strike and evasion, or I don't know, depends on your choices, but yeah, if you don't select characters and develop their combat skills, you'll not really be able to play the game, because it's one of those games where the more you use a skill, the more you level it up. So if you only use a pistol for the entire game, that's great. You level up pistols a lot. If you only do critical strikes, you'll level up critical strikes. If you evade hits, you level up evasion. If you take hits while having armor, you level up armor. Okay, so what is the problem with this system? Well, this system is rigged from the beginning, because if you select the pistol, you cannot use any of the other guns for the entire game. If you use them, you're actively destroying your chances of having fun. The same over here. If you use there are a few shooting modes. So for example, you'll have a shooting mode that has more accuracy, a shooting mode that fires faster but less accuracy. You'll have a shooting mode that gives you a better chance to do a critical strike, and so on. So if you do a lot of critical strikes, this will increase. If you don't do critical strikes, this will not increase. If you don't evade hits, this will not increase. But at some point in the game, you'll just be getting one-shot by enemies, by a single enemy. I mean it. A single enemy can one-shot one of your characters, and there's no way to improve your character. Well, there are many ways to improve your characters, but there's no way to improve your character in a good way. And also, your choices will mostly be based on what you choose over here, your feat. So if you play as a core leader, the game will be a little different, but you'll go through the same content. If you play as a juggernaut, it's melee damage. I don't know. The game is also kind of rigged for it to favor melee builds, just because of all of the combat starting in a room where you are in the middle of the room and the enemies surround you, or the enemies have better cover. So it's so tilted against the player to the point where doesn't even seem like it's worth fighting anymore. Anyway, that's the mini review, and now let's go to character creation. This is another problem. You'll not really be able to... Well, it's just better to choose a pre-made character. Pistolero, Captain, Warrior, whatever, because otherwise you will not have fun, because you'll be selecting all of the wrong perks and leveling up the wrong stuff to the point where you don't do anything. So yeah, I will not be coming back to my old game because it was made during development and they changed a lot of things, and some things were not really as I liked them. So I wouldn't finish the game because I got so angry at the design choices. And I'm not an angry person, I'm actually very calm and patient, so just know what you're getting yourself into. This is one of the best and one of the worst RPGs ever made, with very limited content, a lot of reading, very scripted combat where you'll be starting in the worst positions ever and you'll just die over and over, and you cannot die because if you die once, you will have -1 HP. So if you die 5 times, that's it, you're going to be dead from single shots. So I'll be playing on the UnderDog difficulty, which is kind of like a more balanced way. I don't know, if you play on the other difficulty it will be too easy. And again, that's another problem. The game, if you start on that difficulty, is too easy for 50% of the game, and then it picks up and it becomes almost unplayable. If you play on this difficulty, the game will be hard, super hard from the beginning to end. There's not going to be a position where you can, let's say, find a new item and be very strong for 1 hour. No. You will be very weak from start to end. Okay, let's go into character creation. Now, I have a video for character creation where I explain a lot more and showed a lot more, but the basic thing is that you cannot really play as you want because there are hidden modifiers everywhere. For example, strength will affect recoil and the accuracy of rifle automatic fire or shotgun burst style. So it does a lot more things. Also, you cannot improve your health. Once you start with your health, that's the only thing you cannot improve. You can put chips and implants and modify your other stats, but health, no, health is a thing that is beyond your reach. Okay, so as you can see, action points, perception. You might think, well, what does it matter? Well, it matters because, okay, one of the bigger problems of the game is that you can increase your stats except constitution, but your stats, you need certain stats to reach certain perks or feats from here, as you can see. So for example, while some of them are very easy to get, some of them will be super hard to get, hardcore almost, like having 6 dexterity or having 6 strength or having 7 charisma or lower than 8 charisma. Which is, again, it's going to be a nightmare for people who are playing this for the first time. You restart the game so many times you will not believe it. I'm having flashbacks of all of the bad times, like loading a game for 2 hours straight to win a combat that I was not supposed to... How should I put it? I was not supposed to win with my current stats. So if you don't have the right stats for something, it will never happen or you'll need a lot of reloading, which is crazy. Okay, we are born free. Looks like a snake. Oh, this is my preferred portrait. Okay, now let's go into character creation. You cannot really choose your stats because every little point matters. So for example, let's take charisma. You need 8 points to get 3 followers, or 6 charisma to get 2. But look at the funny side. You can only get a max of 3, right? So go as low as possible, go with 6 charisma, which is enough to get 2 followers, and then you have to look over here in the perk list, which is very badly implemented. I mean, look at this. How do you tell what you need or what you want? And you'll have to look at the feats. I'll call them perks. Personal magnetism. So this is how you can get max party number even though you have only 6 charisma, because we will get personal magnetism. Intelligence is... Anyway, every stat is important to the point where it's annoying how important everything is. If I remember correctly, yeah. 6 is 2 tag skills, 7 is 2 tag skills, 8 is 3 tag skills, and at 10 you can tag another one. As you can see, they have different threshold values, so I think I'll be playing with 8 intelligence because I want to be able to tag 3 skills, and my tagged skills will be rifles, critical strike, and evasion. And you might think, well, that's great, but what about the other stuff? Well, hey, you'll not be getting much else out of the game, so we'll have to probably give up critical strike or evasion, but I prefer to give up critical strike. And I'm going to biotech. And also have a few other feats over here that will help us. This is going to be a skill monkey build. We'll have educated, that means 1 extra attack skill, which I think it will have to be electronics, I think, or computers. I'm not sure how they changed, because they changed a lot of things around to the point where, like I said, they have a spreadsheet and they'll tell you exact, if you start your character with certain stats, they'll tell you what you can achieve at the end of the game, because it's hyper balanced and it's very, very short and very, very linear. They'll tell you what your character will look like at the end. And you can only go up to level 6 or 7, as you saw in my save file over there. So we'll have Skill Monkey. Skill gain on Science. This is Science, by the way, so all 3 of them. And also retroactively, and also Stealth. We'll need to put points into Biotech, because this is the healing stuff. If you don't have enough healing kits after a combat, you don't fully heal after a combat. So if you don't have biotech skill, it's going to be super rough to get the game going, because you'll just be losing health every fight, and then you need basically money to heal up using the med kits, and it's a nightmare. You'll have to restart the game a lot of times, because you'll just get stuck because you don't have a lot of resources. And once you get stuck, for example, you cannot heal anymore, that's it, that's game over. You have to restart the entire game. They don't tell you this in the beginning, do they? I also would like computers and electronics, but I think this will be very hard to do. I think computers is easier to level up than electronics, so I think the other tag will be on electronics. I wish I could put more into critical strike, but it doesn't work like that. I guess we'll have to do our best and put 1 point into electronics and 1 into computer, because we'll not be able to level them up. And as for the combat stats, I don't think they really matter, and I think I should put 1 point into sneak as well, because we'll be a skill monkey. Skill is also very hard to do, because like I said, if you ask a developer, he'll pull up a spreadsheet and he'll say, oh, you can only earn 10,000 sneak experience points throughout the game, because they know this. That's how they balance the game, which is stupid crazy, and how annoying it can be. So yeah, electronics definitely, sneak definitely have 1 more point available. Oh yeah, I forgot to select my stuff. I guess I need 10 intelligence because I want to have mastermind. Which means I get more feats. I don't think I can reach level 10. Level 10 is kind of hard to reach. You have to do every little bit of combat in the game, and every quest. Quests also give experience, and the way you solve a quest can give more or less experience, which is, again, is stupid. Because sometimes it's just better to use dialogue to avoid the fight, because you save resources by not spending grenades or healing kits. And sometimes you get more experience based on your ability. I don't know. It's a weird design choice that I'll never agree with, because you should be rewarded for achieving something in the game, not for knowing metagame knowledge. Yeah, I like to... The mastermind is basically the only one you can get at a higher level much faster. Intelligence also means you'd get bonus experience. Let me see where that is. Okay, over here it was. Constitution. Constitution also determines the number of implants you can have. So minimum, I recommend this 3, because after that it's going to be very hard to get more implants. You have to go to 8, which is not really worth it. As for the strength, it will be useful for recoil control, which again, they don't really explain for what it is. It's for all guns that can do double shots, burst, short and long. So that means automatic rifles, SMGs, pistols with a burst shot or double shot. I think they have, it's called double shot or triple shot, and bursts of the shotgun. So that's basically every gun. So every gun will have a attack mode that uses recoil control, which makes the skill super important, which makes strength super important as well. Everything is important. Perception, initiative. Initiative is also very important. Reaction is a stupid thing. I don't know, why do they... Reaction is mostly used by the enemies. Let me see where I will put my last points, because I want to look at this. By the way, the best way to play the game, if you want to only play it once, is to have Juggernaut, be a melee character. So be a melee character with Juggernaut. Cult leader is part experience, either bonding. I'm not sure what bonding is. I don't think I... Can they bond? I don't know. We'll see. There are some new things as well. And like I said, I never finished the game because I just got so bored of reloading fights and preparing for fights and all of the other stuff you are forced to deal with. And you can also change your companions throughout the game. And there are a few anyway, let's not get into that. I would really love to have critical thinker as soon as possible, because that will give us more critical chance, which will give us in turn basically critical chance. A strike. So I have perception for that. This is not good. Everything here is good and balanced, but like I said, not for me. I will have personal magnetism as soon as possible. That's not good, that's not good. Tough bastard. 10 HP. I might take Tough Bastard, but there are so many other good things I can take. No healing factor. What is the healing factor? I don't know. I'll have to take Educated as fast as possible and Skill Monkey, as you can see, because I want to tag... I think I have to tag computers. Electronics is used for much later in the game. Okay, so computer, biotech, electronics, I'll just have to level up normally. Nothing from the melee. I'll have to overclock my implants because I want some of this. Multi-shot cost 1 action point, control. Control burst will have to be something I take, but I need another point into strength. So I guess the last point will go into strength. So you can have an implant that increases your stat by 1. So you can have +1 strength. If you overclock it later into the game, it will give you +2. But it will penalize your health. You'll have less health. It's crazy how silly it is when it comes to health. Probably I'll want control burst as well. But it's still going to be hard to use some of the stuff I have. Big Game Hunter is also very interesting, but I'm not sure I will like it though. Because it's only critical damage, not critical chance. I guess I'll have to go into Master Blaster, because it will give me accuracy and critical chance, plus penetration. It's also not very clear if, for example, rifle works together with Master Blaster, because you'll have energy rifles. I think it does, but I don't know. Like I said, I have not played the game 200 hours like some people to know. By the way, regarding the endings, you can basically select a character that only talks his way through the game and finish the game in a few hours, or maybe, I think there was a video when he finished the game in 2 hours or something. But at the same time, you have to choose what you want. Do you want to go through as much content as possible in the beginning, or do multiple playthroughs? If you want to do multiple playthroughs, you'll definitely have to play the game, I don't know, a little more combat oriented the first time, so you know what to do. Okay, so this is basically my character creation. Character created as a skill monkey that has mastermind skill monkey. Because I want to get as much of the content as possible in the first attempt. I don't think I'll play the game a second time. 99% sure I'm not going to play it. So I'll have the skill monkey, educated, rifles, master blasted, personal magnetism, critical thinker. I think I'll have to get critical thinker as fast as possible, but that will mean I'll not get some of the other stuff. Okay, it's rough. It's very rough, I have to say. Oh, yeah, we can. Probably want to have some hair. A beard. We'll leave it like this so you can see the colors. Clothes, color, yeah. Everyone wears the same thing, by the way, in space. I guess it'll have to be blue like this. Gloves. We are a cool operator. Let me see what I have. I have to tag one more skill. So what did I tag until now? Rifles, evasion, biotech, and computers. So, okay. So I can tag electronics with my other point. Thinking is not that interesting to me. So do I want to tag critical strike as well? I really want, but I don't think I'll be able to do it. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. So put your points into critical strike because, like I said, the more critical strikes you do, the more critical hits you do, the more experience you get, so you can level it up faster. Put it into electronics and sneak because these are notoriously hard to level up. I guess the last point we'll have to go into lockpicking. I think we can more or less manage lockpicking like it is, but we'll not be able to steal stuff, which is again not really that interesting, and yeah, it's going to have to work. So, stats, rifle evasion, biotech computers, and that's about it. The points are going to go into lockpick, sneaking, and electronics. So this is kind of like the perfect skill monkey in my opinion from what I played, and let's start the game. I will not read anything because there's a lot of text, and I'll just give you sometimes the short story, but yeah. 2754. Yeah. Rebelling was a mistake. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So you're on a ship that had a mutiny, and everyone that was in charge died a long time ago, and you are left with only 3 factions: the Church, the Ship Authority, and I think you can call the other guys the Americans. I'll just call them the Americans. It's exactly like you think it is, the Americans. I think what remains of the Ship Authority and military, the Americans, and the Church. And also you have the Mutants, which is another faction, and also basically the internal security, or the ship's cyborgs or something like that. And you're supposed to have more companions, and anyway, let's not get into that. I don't know how some of these things work. I basically know 70% of the game only. Yeah, faith. The protectors want... protectors are basically like the government. The Brotherhood are like the Americans. Oh, I think the Protectors are the Americans. Yeah, no, the Protectors are the Americans. The Brotherhood are like the rebels. But it's weird because they're not really rebels. They're just more like chaos seekers. So I guess... yeah. They're really dangerous people, the Brotherhood. Yeah, if you read into the stories of every faction, they're kind of interesting, but at the same time they're kind of boring, just because of, well, the way you are presented the whole story. It's not like you had a choice anyway. Your choice is to either help the cyborgs or one of the factions, and I think maybe the mutants, but not really a choice. I think I'll just side with the Church because I want to see that ending. It seems like everything you choose will be bad anyway. It's that type of game. Reading kit, okay. Pipe rifle. I think the bladed weapons are better in the beginning, if you can say that. And a big problem I have is with the gear. Basically everything you equip on yourself is 5% better or something like that, and at some point you'll just get tired of this nonsense, because you'll also have penalties. So yeah, look at this guy, he's a real killer, isn't he? Also have ammo types. Again, none of this really matters. They never really balanced or fleshed out some of these systems. Save. And I know where to go, I know what to do, I know what to choose. It's going to be a weird experience. Ooh, fine, let's do it. Ancient art of lockpicking. That's how the game is played. Now let's look at this again. As you can see, this will be armor handling -1. I think armor handling basically means you get penalized. So let me see. It mostly reduces your initiative and your sneak or evasion sometimes. So if it doesn't reduce those, it's good. That's the basic thing you need to know. Don't worry about all of the stats. DR, damage reduction, is for melee energy projectile. So I guess this is just stuff. Again, most of these things are not really told to the player, so let's roll armor handling. Probably because it's so weird. They seem to have improved the text a little bit. It looks much easier to read and more clean. Or cleaner to read. Like I said, you don't really want to use any other weapons except the one. So if you want to use rifles, use them all the time. You don't want to be in a situation where you have, let's say, 99% experience and you need 1 more % of experience before a big fight and you don't have that experience. That can be crazy annoying. Can do this fight. It's an easy fight, but okay, actually it's not an easy fight. If you choose to do this fight right now, you'll be looking at the game and bashing your head against the situation you can barely win. You can win this, but it is not worth winning at this point. You want to come here when you have 2 people. Biorecycler. Delicious people made into soup. That are more ambient noise. That's great. And the people also move through the ship. When I played, they didn't move and there was no ambient noise except the music. And we have footsteps. Oh man, this game came a long way. Okay, let's go over here. I'm just showing you kind of like the basics on how to get started. You can do a lot of other things before you start the game itself. Skill is up to 3. You have a few trainers that will help you level up your skills, but again, it's not going to be much better. But definitely will help you to have steel of 3, lockpick of 3. Okay, need to do what happened to your deacon. Again, just talk to everyone and... Wait, do the people move now? Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, they are really focused on too much symbolism. I think they hate religion. The developers probably hate religion a lot because they always depict it in the worst possible way. And not about that anymore. I want a more balanced approach. They think religion is the most important thing in their games, but they portray it in such a bad way. Okay. Also, like I said, don't do anything silly, don't spend your money. Nothing is really worth buying or selling because you'll get most of your... you will get 99% of your best gear from enemies you kill. This is new. This is new. Now, you don't really want to fail anything, so I'll try to keep that option available for when I have the required dialogue. Speech works in a weird way. You need streetwise of 2 and half to get to 3. Anyway, there's not much you can buy in here. You have better stuff, to be honest. So, as you can see, quick loading is very good and handy. So this is kind of like a mini review, extended tutorial, character creation, best stats, skill monkey. It's so much information that I'm telling you over here. It might be too much, to be honest. Sorry if it's too much information. Yes. I don't care, to be honest. This is stealing. As you can see, I have to have stealing of 4. So I'll come back to this place when we have stealing of 4. This is just to read. I don't think we can do any interactions. We can go there if I remember correctly. Yeah. There are still FPS drops. Don't know how to think about, how to feel about that. Hey, you get some quests that don't really make sense. Transformers. Yeah. We can eventually get into that. I guess it's kind of exciting playing the game all over again. You get also locations added to your map. Press M to see. Computers, see, sometimes you'll have these options, computers or lockpick. I think lockpicking is harder to get than computers because also we have a tag on computers, so we'll have to use lockpicking. Also, you get electronic experience. You kind of learn how to manage all of this. Look at what I get, this damage energy pistol, but it's okay. The goggles also give you accuracy and thermal vision. Thermal vision is to see through smoke, the smoke of grenades. Optical resistance is used against flashbangs, so always wear glasses or always have at least 50% optical resistance, if not more. The electronic modules, so we're getting electronic modules as well. And you're supposed to do this in a way that you already know what's going to happen, what do you need, where to go. You also use fast travel. For example, you can teleport to the outer gate like that, but we'll just not use any of that, so I don't want to confuse people even more. It's such a confusing game. You'll go crazy playing it at some point. Like I did. I was getting so angry at certain mechanics of the game, but I guess now that it's balanced and I know what to expect, it's a little better. Also, you can choose what character to interact with. So some people will make the mistake of, let's say, using electronics, opening a door with a character that has electronics too, and he gets the experience. So don't do that. Your main character will always get the experience. If you have someone, let's say, who has 5 computers and you don't want your main character to do it, then let that character do it. Like I said, everything is meticulously balanced in such a way that only if you get all of the points on a single skill, on a single character, you'll be able to have enough to do everything. And as you can see, you don't even get that much loot sometimes, you just get the experience. So that's the important thing, getting the experience, not the loot itself. I don't think we have anything else to do over here, so you can also use this. I'm in Camptown. I don't want to be in Camptown. One of the problems is that you don't really get on our screen. So for example, pickpockets, Samson's key, engine fuel bar in Campton. They actually improved this. Okay, I like this. So they improved this. Now you can see where you have to take the quest. Big improvement. Neighborhood watch, talk to events. Abe's General Store. Okay. I can see they did a lot for the game that was severely needed. Talk to the... I guess we can talk to... Let's talk to everyone. Everyone is friendly. That's for later, so we have to go to Abe's. But let's kind of look around a little bit. Like I said, you have a lot of opportunities to get stuff. They had a lot more options. Gadgets, relics, hotels, attracted. Don't buy anything. You really want an energy shield. I really want an energy shield. Not sure if it's worth buying at this point. Probably not. There are some way better guns over here. For example, you can take the Pipe Dream. A strong weapon. But don't worry, because every gun is balanced in such a perfect way that it will actually annoy you. So 12 to 16, but you need 6 action points to shoot at. But that's just for the basic attack. You will have... basically, you'll only be able to shoot once per turn. That's what I'm talking about. You can try to shoot more per turn, but that will either affect your accuracy or, like I said, you need to hit a lot of crits. Level 2, grab some ammo, yeah. Some ammo disappear. Where's that? Oh yeah, let's go to the med bay as well. It's so much easier if you just use one character for everything. Okay, that's still level 4. Take well, this is where you install your implants. I think we get another quest. Data jacks, machines. Biotech. Little shop of horrors. We got a quest to get an item that is basically an implant on a very, very tough fight. So the quest we got right now is only... we can only do it much later in the game, but we don't know that. And then I think I'm done. I have to go to the general store and get that other guy, and then we can do some fighting. Evans. He's our friend. I like Evans. Are these the same fogs from over here? I don't remember. No, they're different fogs. Okay. But as you can see, you can choose what to use, and I think I'll have to go with Streetwise. Streetwise always seemed to me like it was the more useful dialogue option. Okay, so we have to do that fight because apparently he won't live until we kill those guys. Okay, let's do that. Wait and see what transpires. What money? So let's level up Streetwise. Oh man, the combat system. I hate it so much. So as you can see over here, we have a few things. We have a few action points. Evans is much stronger than us in the beginning. Snapshot, regular shot. Head. I am still not very clear on how the grazing system works, but grazing basically does a lot less damage, but you still hit. They have a lot more stuff telling you, okay. Leg shots to reduce their evasion, which means you hit, if you aim for the legs, you'll hit them easier. You have an easier time hitting them. Hence, you lower their accuracy. Weak point is just supposed to be more damage, but I don't see why you would want that, because you'd much better go for the headshot. This is just burst damage or long burst damage and so on. Yeah, whatever game. Why are you not shooting? I think I forgot how to shoot. Is the... okay. Is the pre-fight thingy where you select where to put them. But as you can see, this is the problem. You start in a worse position than the enemy. I think you should start at least in the same position. You have to activate your gadgets now. If you have any. Dagger, that didn't do much, did it? Reaction shot. I guess the first fight is not that bad. I'll mostly be aiming for the head. That's everything I can do. I kind of like the atmospheric sounds they added. Huh? Doesn't work as I remember it, so if you pressed one you would cycle through them, but I guess they don't allow you to cycle it anymore, I don't know. Oh well, doesn't really matter. I just want that extra critical chance. Staggered and stunned. Maybe I just don't remember how to do it. I'll have to look at this again. Okay, whatever game. It's much better with the pistol. I'm not sure. I might use the pistol on him. I think I used the pistol on him. I used pistols on him. Yeah, I think I used pistols on Evans. Yeah, he'll need to use pistols, otherwise it will not work. Critical. Maimed. Critical, I like that. Gained 5 learning points in critical strike. Rifles and critical strike, so this is super important. Welcome aboard. Just loot everything in bulk. Transfer or loot all. Also be very careful, because if they have implants they'll appear over here and you can take their implants, and that's a huge source of money and items a little bit later on. You don't have a helmet, but we need goggles for you. I'm also going to take your weapon. Yeah, you can press R to reload everything. It works in a very nice way. I guess I just want some secondary weapons on everyone, if possible. Wait, what is your primary weapon? This is also important, because as you can see you'll have reaction shot on the... Again, that's important. You should start with the pistol, that's what I'm trying to say. Evan reloads his plunger. Bitwise. Level 2. More stuff. So as you can see, if you know what to do, where to do it, how to do it. Yeah, let's buy those goggles. I don't think I need to buy them, but they're just better. We don't want to look like a Star Trek character. We want to be good. We want to be strong in combat. Me. I don't want to fight with Braxton, I want to kill him. I don't know, it's a lot of nonsense. To be honest, I never really paid attention to the first quest with Braxton and the others. You're going to have an easy way out and you're going to have a hard way out. I always choose the hard way, which is fighting Braxton, which is stupid, silly, hard. Assign specialist. So as you can see, we are going to be the... My name is Clelan. Oh, I forgot to change my name. No. Here, 2 medkits. So this is what I'm talking about. If you don't have a lot of biotech skill, it will take you a lot more medkits to heal, which might be a long-term problem. Like I said, you'll run out of money because you'll have to buy more and more medkits. Approach them. Critical strike. You want a lot of critical strike, to be honest. And like I keep saying, I learned this the hard way. Forgot to change my name. That's so annoying. But I mean, He missed a headshot while he was 1 meter away. Tutorials. What is a tutorial? I don't want one. 12. Sometimes your characters will just die like that, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, sure, why not? Enter. I forgot about this. I have to change my attack. Just do regular shots. Oh no, it's point blank, so that means we can only do the fine snapshots. It doesn't matter, but later on, like I said, I'll have to min-max everything and just do a lot of crits and do a lot of aim shots. It's going to be a nightmare. You can definitely min-max everything by cheating a little bit on the reloads and stuff like this. I will slightly cheat, to be honest. I never pay attention to that Braxton story. I want to kill the strongest enemy. I don't know. It's going to be a problem. We'll have to pick a side. Anyway, so this is the first area of the game. This is the pit, the main street of the pit. And basically everything you can do. You can do it in such a bad way. For example, you can fight those the first time. You can lose in the fight in Ape's General Store. You can get into a lot of crazy and weird situations and you cannot get a lot of progress done, but this is the most important thing. Spreadsheets. So be prepared to read a lot of spreadsheets. And these episodes will be longer unless I have to reload something where is a combat. I don't know. I'll try to make the episode short, but you have to really play the long game in the game. We can also choose a feat. Oh, that's interesting. So it matters now? We can add another feat. We'll do that in the next episode. See you next time. Bye bye.